In this video, we're going to talk about a butt, dowel, biscuit, and pocket hole joint. All of which look pretty much exactly the same, and you'll see in the video how there's not too much difference in them. And they all have basically just two pieces of wood butted up against each other. So they're all technically butt joints, but certain ones have wood and things, and what that actually means for our joints.
So the first one we're just going to test out and get together is just we're going to glue, just use a normal butt joint to glue these two pieces of wood together. I'm going to use a little 90-degree clamp in here just to help hold it together, make sure it's square when it's glued up, so all the glue is connecting. So while that's drying, we'll go to the pocket hole, get the dowel joint cut and the biscuit joint cut. So these ones have these little wafers that look like footballs that go in there. They absorb some of the glue. The glue also goes in this one. And they kind of basically holds in like that. So I'll put some glue on it. Alright, and then to do the dowel joint, I'm using the dowel jig. I'm going to drill a couple holes in from the top, a couple holes into the side on this one, similar to what I did with the biscuit, except for their dowels instead of biscuits. So you want to adjust it on a dowel jig from the top side to the sides. So now when I put it in here, it's coming in from the side into it instead of from the top. I'm going to put a little glue in the holes, a little bit on the edge as well. So the dowels have little grooves and the glue goes all the way around it, that way I can get a good hold onto it. So looking at all four of these, there's no way that you can tell which one is which based on the view that you have. Alright, the only one you can tell from an inside view is this one, because you can see the pocket holes. But this, you don't see anything, you don't see anything. So if they're all three pretty much exactly the same look, why would you choose one over the other? And the reason would be because of the strength. Now normally with a biscuit joiner, the biscuit joiner is when you're going to put big group pieces together side by side on the edges, not usually an end like this. So pretty much you probably won't use a biscuit joint to do a joint like that. It would be a dowel, pocket hole, or the butt joints. So we're going to kind of test and see the strength of some of the joints. Alright, so to test the joint, I have 4 2x4 little pieces that were glued together that wasn't used. I'm just going to drop them on all of the joints, just from like this high, and we'll see kind of if they can last that kind of blow. strike, then we'll go a little bit higher and so on. So if I just drop it about from my face, and that one broke pretty much right in half. And that one right there was the butt joint. No holes, nothing unevenly, it's just the glue, and the glue just broke off right off from the piece. Didn't even hold the piece of wood. Might not be as strong because there's some primer on it. Might be a little bit stronger if there wasn't any primer on it and it was direct contact with the wood, but still, that broke pretty easily from not a very far distance. Alright, so there's this one. Alright, so that one survived. Now it's just got a dent in it right there, but it was strong enough to withstand that. Alright, that one was strong enough too. Alright, so clearly all three of those survived the little drop test with this. All three of those have things in the wood that help support it and strengthen the joint, unlike the butt joint that just had glue that was just sticking it together. So now we're going to drop it from a little bit higher. We're going to try to hold it out just straight out and drop it on top of them and see if any of them will survive from this height. Okay, so that one did not. So all three of them are strong enough to do that. So let's look at how they kind of broke and kind of go from there. So if we look at the pocket hole joint didn't really have any glue or anything helping support it. It would just had it here. So the weight of the wood actually just chipped off the wood out of it. So that's why it's not longer there. It just broke apart from there. Okay, same thing here. Now you can see it would actually, I let it dry for about a little bit hour. It's not completely solid and dry, might be a little bit stronger, but it just basically, the weight ripped it out, and then this part of the wood was the part that actually broke, not the actual joint itself. And then with the dowel here, the dowel, this one snapped in half, the other one kind of just chipped out some of the wood and it broke. But again, it wasn't super dry. Probably would be a little bit better to do it with not primed wood, so that way it kind of gets into the grain and absorbs into the wood a little bit better, or letting it dry. But either way, you can see that it was at least strong enough to withdraw some of the drops and with the added supports inside the joints.
So again, all of the joints look the same for the most part, especially from the outside. From the inside, only thing you can tell is pocket holes, but you can still actually fill those in and get those to look perfectly smooth. Especially if you're painting it, you can make it look like there's nothing on there as well. So that's the nice thing about the butt joints, is that all of them are kind of hiding, so you don't see any screws unless you do the pocket holes, but those are going to be most likely on the inside of a project. Alright, so if you liked what you saw, I'm going to be making some other videos on some other types of joints that are common. So feel free to subscribe, and thank you for watching, and have a great day.